Happy day children. This is our social class, geography lesson 1 lithosphere, part 1 entogenetic process. Okay, last two videos we saw about lithosphere, four spheres of the earth, interior of the earth, and structure of the interior of the earth and geomorphic process. Okay, last video we saw about the geomorphic process and plate tectonics. The plate tectonics, that means the movement of the interior of the earth plates is main reason for generate earthquakes and volcanoes. Okay, in this video we learn about the earthquakes and volcanic volcanoes. Okay, yes, let us learn that. Earthquakes are generally caused by the sudden vibration. Okay, sudden vibration. Vibration means trembling, shaking. Okay, sudden shaking on the earth crust where we live, on the surface of the earth. Okay, that is called the earthquakes. Okay, earthquakes are generally caused by sudden vibration in the earth crust. Okay, sudden vibration in the earth crust. Sudden vibration in the earth crust is called the earthquakes. Okay, sudden shaking. Okay, yes, it spreads outwards in all direction as the waves from the source of disturbance. It spreads in all direction. It spreads in all direction. Okay, direction as the waves from the source of disturbance. Okay, yes, the point of the origin is called focus. Okay, where the earthquake first generate, that place is called focus. Okay, the interior of the earth where it first generate the elastic waves, that is called the focus. Okay, yes, the point of the origin is called focus. It generates a series of elastic waves. Okay, which generates the series of elastic waves. Okay, which generates this place is generates a series of elastic waves, that is called the focus. Okay, yes, focus is otherwise called hypocenter. Focus is otherwise called hypocenter. Okay, so the interior of the earth first which it generates the series of elastic waves, it is called focus. Okay, the place directly above the focus, the place directly above the focus, it is called epicenter. Okay, most of the earthquakes we felt at epicenter. Okay, we felt at epicenter. Okay, epicenter is the point on the surface. It is the point on the surface that lies directly above the focus. Okay, that lies directly above the focus. Okay, most of the earthquakes felt at epicenter. Okay, which is lie in the directly above the focus, that is called epicenter. Most of the earthquakes we felt at epicenter. Do you clear? Yes. Next we going to see seismic waves. What is that? Seismic wave. Yes. Next we going to see seismic waves. What is that? Seismic waves. Okay, earthquakes generate seismic waves. Okay, so the elastic waves. Okay, earthquakes generate the elastic waves, that is called the seismic waves. The nature, force and speed of these seismic waves, the nature, speed, force on the seismic waves depend on the nature of the medium through which it passes. Okay, so the nature and force is depend on the medium through which it passes. Okay, do you clear? Okay, yes, so the force of the elastic seismic waves depend on the nature of the medium through which it passes. Okay, yes, these waves as classified as three types, that is P waves, that is otherwise called primary waves, and secondary waves or otherwise called S waves, surface waves or otherwise called L waves. Okay, let us, primary waves is otherwise called as P waves. Okay, so it is fastest waves, it is the most fastest waves, fastest of all the waves and first reach at epicenter. Okay, it is the fastest waves, it first reach at epicenter. Where it generate, it is the first wave to reach at epicenter. Okay, it is the fastest waves and it first reach at epicenter. Okay, yes, it passes through solids, liquids and gases and through push or pull. Okay, it passes through solids, liquids and gases, either it through push or pull. Okay, average velocity of these primary waves is 5.3 km per second to 10.6 km per second. Okay, it is the nature of the primary waves. Okay, primary waves is otherwise called as P waves. It is the fastest waves. It first reach at the epicenter. Okay, it passes through solid, liquid and gaseous, either it push or pull. Okay, and average velocity is 5.3 km per second to 10.6 per second. Okay, are you clear? Next we see the secondary waves. It travels only through solids and it shake the ground in perpendicular to the direction. Okay, the direction where it reach, it shake the ground in perpendicular. Perpendicular means point straight. Okay, the average velocity of the secondary waves is 1 km per second to 8 km per second. Okay, are you clear? Next we see the surface waves. These waves travel comparatively slower. Okay, it is slower than the other waves, but it is the most destructive wave. Okay, most destructive wave. These waves travel comparatively slower, but it is the most destructive wave. The average velocity of these waves 1 km per second to 5 km per second. Okay, surface waves is otherwise called L waves. Do you clear? Instrument which records the earthquake waves is called seismograph or seismometer. Okay, the science deals with the earthquake is called seismology. Are you clear? Yes. Now I explain about tsunami. The word tsunami is Japanese term meaning harbor waves. Okay, it is a Japanese term meaning harbor waves. Okay, it is a large seismically generated sea waves. Large seismically generated sea waves by earthquakes means submarine explosions and landslides. Okay, what is tsunami? It generated a large seismically sea waves. Okay, large seismically sea waves caused by earthquake means submarine explosion and landslides. The waves travel at a great speed. These waves travel at a great speed, more than 500 km per hour. The length of the wave exceeds 600 km. Okay, the waves travel at a great speed 500 km per hour. The length of the wave is exceeds 600 km. Okay, these waves reach to height more than 50 meter near the seashore and causing destruction along the coastal areas. Okay, it is the most destructive waves. Okay, it is generated by earthquakes on the sea floor. Earthquakes and landslides in the sea floor. It creates a large waves. Okay, the height of the wave more than the speed of the wave is exceed 500 kilometers. The length of the waves is exceeds 600 kilometer per hour. Okay, it gives a causing a destruction, large destruction on the sea floor, on the coastal areas. Okay, yes. In 2004, in the year 2004, Indian Ocean earthquakes that caused a tsunami. Okay, during the time of the earthquake on the sea floor of the Indian Ocean, it caused a tsunami. sixth deadliest natural disaster. Sixth deadliest natural disaster which travelled at a speed of 600 km per hour. Okay, the tsunami waves speed 600 km per hour. Okay, it estimated death toll 2,80,000. Okay, 2,80,000 death toll. Earthquakes occurred near Indonesia 0.58 hour. Okay, so where it originated, the earthquake originated near the Indonesia 0.58 hour. Took nearly 7 hours to reach Chennai. Okay, yes, it was the result the Indo-Australian plate subducting below the Eurasian plate. Indo-Australian plate subducting, it go under the Eurasian plate. Okay, the earthquake caused sea floor to uplift. Okay, it caused sea floor to uplift, it displacing sea water above. Okay, due to the, what is the result of this earthquake? It caused the earthquake caused the sea floor to uplift. Okay, displacing the sea water above. Okay, what is the death rate? 2,80,000. Okay, it is the sixth deadliest natural disaster in the world. Okay, do you clear? Volcano is a vent or an opening on the surface of the earth crust. Okay, it is the opening on the surface of the earth crust. A hot liquid gases like a magma. Okay, so in the interior of the earth surface, rock material, rocks are liquid forms, that is called magma. So the magma flows out from the interior of the earth. It comes out in the, where is it comes from? It comes out in the volcano. Okay, so the volcano is a vent or an opening on the surface of the earth crust. Okay, the molten material magma erupt out to the surface from the earth's interior. Okay, magma rises up and eject on the surface, it is called lava. Okay, on the surface of the earth, magma is called as lava. Okay, volcanoes are formed when the plates move apart. Okay, volcanoes are formed. How it is formed? When the plates, that means tectonic plates moves apart. Okay, yes, do you clear? Yes, volcano is a vent or an opening. Okay, in the openings, the magma flows out on the earth surface. Outer surface of the earth, on the surface of the earth, magma is called lava. Okay, yes, the volcanoes are formed, the plates moved apart. Okay, yes, next I explain about the components of volcano. Components of volcano is magma chamber, vent, volcanic cone, crater. Okay, magma chamber, it is like a pool, magma pool. Okay, the interior of the earth, the liquid rocks are formed like a pool, that is called the magma chamber. Okay, crater is a outer, the top of the volcano, it is like a bowl. Okay, a bowl shaped depression found on the top of the volcano, through which the magma flows out. Okay, in this way magma flows out. Okay, next volcanic cone. The magma eject from the vent in the shape of the cone. Okay, this is called the volcanic cone. Okay, cone. Next we see the vent. Vent as an opening. Okay, it is serve as an opening outlet of the air, smoke, ash and magma. Okay, so magma chamber, liquid rock found beneath the surface of the earth. Okay, liquid rock found beneath means below. Okay, beneath means below. Liquid rock found beneath the surface of the earth, it is called the magma chamber. Okay, and vent is an opening. Okay, vent is an opening outlet from the air, smoke, ash and magma. Okay, and volcanic cone, the magma ejected from the vent in the shape of the cone. Okay, in the shape of the cone the magma eject out. Okay, the crater is bowl shaped depression found at the top of the volcano through which the magma flows out. Okay, do you clear? Now I explain about the classification of volcanoes. Okay, on the periodicity of eruptions, volcanoes are classified into three types, that are active volcano, dormant volcano, extinct or dead volcano. Okay, and the structure and composition. Okay, in the structure and composition it may be classified as three types, that is composite volcano, volcanic tomb and shield volcano. Now I explain about the periodicity of the classification. Okay, active volcano, it constantly eject the materials, it constantly eject the magma from the earth's interior to earth crust. Okay, it constantly eject the volcanic lava, gases and fragment materials from the earth's interior. Okay, example Mount St. Helens, USA, United States. Okay, dormant volcano, it do not show any sign and the volcanic activity for a long period of time, but sometime it may be sudden eruptions. Okay, so it create a unimaginable destructions in life and property. Okay, so it is called the dormant volcano. Okay, it do not show any sign on the long period of time. It may be sometime suddenly erupt. Okay, it cause a destruction, unimaginable destruction of life and property. Okay, example Mount Fuji in Japan. Okay, now we see the extinct or dead volcano. Okay, it permanently stops the volcanic activities. Okay, Kilimanjaro in Africa, Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so on the periodicity of eruptions it classified into three types, that is active, dormant and dead volcano. Okay, now we explain about the volcano classification of the volcanoes based on structure and composition. Okay, based on structure and composition the volcanoes are classified as composite volcano, volcanic tomb, shield volcano. Now I explain one by one. Composite volcano, it is otherwise called as strata volcano. Strata means layer by layer. Okay, conical volcanoes built up many layers. Okay, the volcanoes built up many layers. Okay, fumes, ash, rocks, etc. Okay, it is commonly found in Pacific Ocean. Example Mount Fuji, Japan. Okay, so composite volcano, it is otherwise called as strata or layer volcano. It is otherwise called as strata volcano. So the conical volcano, it is the conical type of volcano built up by many layers. It is formed the layer by layer. Okay, so it is commonly found in Pacific Ocean. Mount Fuji, Japan is an example. Okay, volcanic tomb. Okay, a lava tomb or volcanic tomb is roughly found circular mount. Okay, it is found in circular mount. It is formed due to slow ejection of viscous lava. Okay, the lava in this type of volcano is viscous lava, slow ejection of the volcano. Okay, viscous means sticky. Okay, the lava is rich in silica and in intense viscosity. Okay, high intense viscosity. So it is formed the volcanic tomb. Okay, Paracutan Mountain, Mexico. Okay, next we see about the shield volcano. Shield volcano is formed by the high intensity of lava. okay, high intense viscosity of lava, okay, the viscosity, it is a high intense viscosity of lava, it contains high intense viscosity of lava, hence the lava flows in all direction, the lava flows in all direction, so it created a shield, like a shield, okay, this type of mountain is look like a shield, so it is called a shield volcano, okay. So Mauna Loa, Hawaii is the example, is that volcano. Do you clear? Let us see about distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes, okay. Most of the earthquakes and volcanic eruptions do not strike randomly, okay, do not strike randomly, but occur along the plate boundaries, okay. So the earthquakes and volcanic eruption do not strike randomly, so it do not act in everywhere, okay. So but occurs along the plate boundaries, it occurs along the plate boundaries only, okay. On such area, one such area in the earthquake regions are circum of Pacific Ring of Fire, okay. One such area is Pacific Ring of Fire, where the Pacific belts meets many surrounding plates, okay, where the Pacific plates meets many surrounding plates, that is called the Pacific Ring of Fire, okay. The Ring of Fire is most seismically and volcanically active zone in the world, okay. The Pacific plate is the most distribution zone of the earthquake and volcanic activities, so it is the most seismically and volcanically active zone in the world, okay. The other zones are mid-oceanic ridges and mid-continental belts, Alpine and Himalayan belt. Alpine in Europe, Himalaya in India, okay, in India, okay. These are the active zones in the distribution zone of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Do you clear? Yes. Now we are going to see about the effects of the volcanoes, okay. Effects of the volcanoes are in two types, that is constructive effects and destructive effects. Constructive effects means advantages of the volcanoes, okay, and destructive means that is the disadvantages of the volcanic eruptions, okay. So constructive effects, that means advantages of the volcanic eruption, it enrich the soil fertility and promotes the agriculture, okay. Volcanic materials enrich the soil fertility and promotes the agricultural activity. The minerals come out in the due to volcanic eruption, the minerals, the magma flow out the mountain, it enrich in soil, it enrich in lot of minerals, okay. So it promotes the agricultural activity due to the soil fertility, it creates a soil fertility, okay. Volcanic material and enrich soil fertility that promotes agricultural activity, okay. It generating geothermal energy, Dormant and active volcanoes are most attractive tourist spots in the world, okay. Attractive tourist spots in the world, okay. Volcanic materials are used for building materials, that means constructive purpose, okay. So the advantages of the volcanic eruption, it enrich the soil fertility and promotes the agriculture. Second one, it generating a geothermal energy. Third one, it attract the most attractive tourist place in the world, and it used for the constructing materials such as building materials, okay. Next we are going to see destructive effects of the volcano. Destructive effects means destructions, okay. The volcanic activity damages a lot of life and property, okay. It causes the earthquakes. So volcanic eruption causes the earthquakes, floods, fire, landslides, okay. And lava can damage anything in their path, okay. The lava means hot molten rock, okay. so it damages anything in the path. Okay, so destruction is a main destructive effects. And next one, large amount of dirt, due to the volcanic eruption, large amount of dirt, dust and ash making breathing hard and irritable. Okay, it alter the weather condition, it changes a weather condition, and it disturb a transport in and around the volcanic eruption. It disturb a transport in and around the volcanic regions. Okay, next your assignment. Okay, this lesson is over now. Okay.
Volcanoes are openings in the Earth's crust through which materials are thrown out from the interior of the Earth. The materials thrown out include hot molten rock, some solid rock particles, steam and gas. Do you know another word for the molten rock which comes out of a volcano? The molten rock which comes out of a volcano is called lava. The opening in the Earth's crust through which materials are thrown out from the interior of the Earth is called a vent. The funnel-shaped basin around the vent is called a crater. Sometimes the Earth's crust under tremendous pressure tends to crack and form fissures. A volcanic eruption along a linear crack or fissure is called a fissure eruption. When eruptions take place through vents, volcanic cones are formed. The lava flows out of the vent and collects around it, forming a cone. Repeated eruptions cause newer layers of lava to collect over the older lava and ash, thereby adding to the height of the volcano. Do you know the name of the 3 famous volcanoes in Italy? The 3 famous volcanoes in Italy are Etna, Vesuvius and Stromboli. The shape of a volcano depends on the composition of the lava that flows out of it. If the lava is sticky, it flows slowly and solidifies near the vent. If the lava is fluid, it spreads quickly and the cone is almost flat, forming a shield or dome. When there is no volcanic activity for a period of time, the lava in the vent solidifies. Later, if a violent eruption takes place because of the blocked vent, the entire top of the cone may be blown off. This forms an enlarged crater or caldera. The caldera may get filled with water, forming a crater lake. Volcanoes that erupt frequently are known as active volcanoes. There are about 500 active volcanoes in the world. Can you name the active volcano which is in India? The active volcano in India is Barren Island. Volcanoes that have erupted in the recent past and are expected to erupt again are known as dormant volcanoes. They show no signs of activity for several years and then erupt suddenly. Do you know the other name for a dormant volcano? Dormant volcanoes are also known as sleeping volcanoes. Volcanic cones that have not been known to erupt since historical times are known as extinct volcanoes. There is almost no movement inside such structures. The flowing lava can spread over vast areas and in the process create plateaus. The Deccan Plateau of India was formed in such a manner. Most of the world's active and dormant volcanoes are found in 2 belts. One encircles the Pacific Ocean and the other is the mid-continental belt, which cuts across the middle of Europe and Asia through the Alps and Himalayas. Earthquakes. The sudden or violent tremors felt on the Earth's surface are called earthquakes. The Earth is made up of 3 main layers. The outside, called the crust, is the surface on which we live. Below this is a layer of hot rocks called the mantle. Below this is the inside layer of molten hot liquid called the core. The inside of the earth is always moving. When we throw a stone into a pond, ripples of water travel outward from the center where the stone is thrown. Similarly, when the earth's plates move and readjust due to the excessive heat in the earth's interior, it sends out shock waves all around. This causes earthquakes. Earthquakes are also caused by volcanic activity. When an earthquake occurs, the point of disturbance is called the focus of the earthquake. The point directly above the focus of the Earth's surface is called the epicenter of the earthquake. The vibrations are called seismic waves. An earthquake is always the strongest at the epicenter. As the shock waves move away from the epicenter, they get weaker. That is why an earthquake is less severe in places that are far away from the epicenter. Earthquakes can sometimes cause severe damage to properties like houses, bridges, dams, rail lines, and power and communication networks, and life. In mountainous regions, they may cause rocks to break and slide down. When a large amount of earth and rock fall from high mountains into a valley, it is called a landslide. When a mass of snow and ice moves rapidly down a mountain slope, it is called an avalanche. Seismologists are experts who study the pattern of earthquakes. The instrument which records the intensity of an earthquake is called a seismograph. The Richter scale, which ranges from 0 to 9, is used to measure the intensity of an earthquake. An earthquake can move as fast as 2 kilometers per second. It can unleash as much energy as 1 megaton explosion. The Himalayan region and the areas surrounding it are prone to earthquakes. Japan has about 3 minor earthquakes every day of the year. The Pacific Ring of Fire is an area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur.
Tsunamis can strike with little warning because they're usually triggered by a sudden displacement of ocean water, like volcanic eruptions, landslides, meteorites, or, the most common culprit, earthquakes. In the deep ocean, a typical tsunami wave is barely noticeable and poses little threat. But the waves can spread out thousands of miles, rolling across the ocean at speeds up to 600 miles per hour. As the rolling water reaches the shoreline, the wave's friction against the shallower floor slows it down and raises its height. By the time it reaches the shore, the wave can be as tall as 100 feet. Unlike ordinary waves, a tsunami wave doesn't crest and break. Instead, it moves forward like a solid wall of water that crashes over the coastline, obliterating almost everything in its path. And just when you think the danger is over, it recedes, dragging everything back to the ocean. Tsunamis have multiple waves which can continue to hit the shore for several hours, causing even more destruction. The word tsunami originates from Japan, a country that sits on a geographic location that makes it an easy target for these natural disasters. In 2011, it was struck by a tsunami that claimed nearly 16,000 lives. But the deadliest tsunami in history is believed to be the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. The U.S. Geological Survey estimated that tsunami released the energy equivalent of 23,000 Hiroshima-type atomic bombs. An earthquake created an estimated 600-mile rupture on the ocean floor. This caused the tsunami to form and then travel at the speed of a jetliner, reaching over 11 countries, traveling over 3,000 miles, killing more than 220,000 people. Because they can strike so quickly with such deadly force, tsunami warning centers around the globe are on constant alert, monitoring underwater earthquakes large enough to trigger massive waves. Their ultimate goal is to alert vulnerable coastlines and give residents time to seek higher ground before a tsunami hits.
Today's assignment is first one, distinguish between primary waves and secondary waves. First one A. Okay, primary waves and secondary waves, distinguish between. B. Shield volcano and volcanic tube. Write down. And second one is, how are the volcanoes classified based on velocity of their eruptions? How are volcanoes classified based on velocity of their eruptions?